CLAWDBot's blowing up on X and Twitter right now, and there's a lot of hype and a lot of kind of misunderstanding of what this is and isn't. So I'm just going to explain what it is very simply here and explain it quickly. So CLAWDBot is not Claude Code. I've seen a lot of people out there thinking, is this Claude Code? It's not. It's an application that can use Claude Code, but it is not Claude Code itself. It's a totally different open source application called CLAWDBot, CLAWD bot. Here's a good way to think of what CLAWDBot is. Think of your phone and messaging apps like Telegram and WhatsApp. What you do is you install CLAWDBot onto your local machine or another machine, which I'll tell you about here in a second, why that's so important. And then you hook it up to something like Telegram or WhatsApp, and you're able to send messages back and forth from your phone to CLAWDBot, which is living on your computer. This is not a web application, and that's important. Now, when you install CLAWDBot on your computer, you're literally giving it permission to do anything that you could do. So think about this. On one hand, it's incredibly cool because now it can create files, it could code for you. It can open your browser and check all of your emails or make a dinner reservation for you. That's always a classic example. It can literally do anything you want it to do, but it has no guardrails, and it's just like a living agent that's been unleashed on your local machine. So this has caused a little bit of scuttlebutt around CLAWDBot. I think it's very cool, and I've actually ordered a new Mac Mini that's arriving on Wednesday, where I'm going to install CLAWDBot, give it its own email address, make an entire environment where I can unleash it and let it kind of run wild without having to worry about as many security issues. It has open ports on it, so people can access it. It's not like it's been battle tested yet, which is probably why somebody like Anthropic hasn't released something like this yet. This tool is very cool. I don't think it's ready for the masses yet. You do have to install it through a terminal. You have to set up a bunch of configurations, but the technology that lies underneath it is very cool. What's interesting about CLAWDBot is it gets to know who you are and it will do things proactively. So like right now, when you sign up for something like ChatGPT, you can go in and it'll give you a little bit of information about yourself. It'll learn things over time, but CLAWDBot takes this to the next level, and it's always looking for things that it can do based on what it knows about you. So for example, I make YouTube videos and I do a lot of research to make these videos. I can give it access to X, for example, and tell it to watch for things that are trending that it knows that I like, and it will send reports back to me in my phone. Okay. Now, at the same time, it's living on my local machine, and these are AIs we're dealing with. So they're non-determinate systems, meaning that they can hallucinate and make stuff up. So if they go through my contacts and decide to send a text message or an email to an ex-girlfriend, that's something that can actually happen with CLAWDBot, and that's something you need to be aware of when you set something like this up. So who should set something like this up? I think everybody should. If you're interested in this stuff, it might be a little confusing because you do have to get into the terminal and run a command. And if things like being in the terminal or CLI scare you, or you don't know what it is that I'm talking about when I say terminal, then open up, Claude Code and have it walk you through the setup process. I still believe you can do it. And I would test it out on your local machine, but be very careful. I actually ordered a Mac Mini and it's coming in on Wednesday. And when I get that set up, I'm going to do a live feed of everything that I've set up with Claude Code, all the skills I've downloaded. By the way, that's another thing it has. It has a whole separate skills database that people are starting to build out, where people are starting to build skills for CLAWDBot, just like they built skills for Claude Code. So I know a lot of this can seem pretty confusing, but think of it like this. Claude is an LLM, an AI model that you can chat with in a chat app like you would on the web. It's also an LLM that runs Claude Opus 4.5 that you run in Claude Code that you can code with. You can get Claude Bot, which is not Claude Code, but can use Claude Code or Gemini 3 or ChatGPT or something like Kimi to run stuff. This is very expensive. I have seen bills where people have bills for hundreds of dollars a day running Claude Bot on their local machines, because remember, this isn't just doing stuff when you ask it to do stuff. You can set up cron jobs or scheduled jobs where CLAWDBot's just waiting and looking around for things to do on your local machine and on the websites that you give it access to. And when it thinks it should do something, it just goes off and starts using millions of tokens to run tasks for you and report back to you on it. So this can be very expensive. It's potentially very destructive on your local machine. It's new and it's open source, so it's all use at your own risk. So do I recommend using this? Absolutely, but just be careful. I will have mine set up hopefully on Wednesday on my machine where I can show you more of what it can actually do, and I will report back to you all on Wednesday. Also, for those of you who watch the channel, I've set up ericbefore.com. I'm literally in the middle of setting it up right now, but it should be live by the time I release this video. So if you want to go there, you can get the Conductor Framework for free. And if you want to beta test the Build Anything app, which I'm looking to actually hook up with CLAWDBot as soon as I get my MCP stuff working, you can go there and get all that stuff for free at ericbefore.com. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.